Hello, how are you? I'm willing to bet that few of us don't think about the future. And that's a common characteristic for everyone, thinking about what tomorrow will be like. Nowadays, with the technology we have and the amount of information surrounding us, it may be easier to have a projection of what will happen at least in the next 30 years. So, what can we expect to happen by the year 2050? How will the world be by then? Will humans and machines coexist well? Will they? Today, let's forget about the wars that are currently being fought to focus on the technology that humanity has today and that has been advancing considerably and will advance much more, as well as on the achievements that are expected to happen in various sectors, especially in medicine. By the year 2050, medicine will have evolved to become personalized, with treatments and medications being tailored to the individual based on their unique genome and microbiome. In other words, for each case, a certain type of treatment will be determined, as suitable as possible for each patient, even among groups that present the same symptoms. Artificial intelligence will play a crucial role in medicine, from diagnosis to treatment. Doctors will rely on artificial intelligence assistants, which will be able to quickly analyze large volumes of medical data to identify patterns and trends, allowing for more accurate and faster diagnoses. Furthermore, advances in 3D printing technology will enable the creation of artificial organs on demand. Over time, the need for organ donors will be reduced and the waiting time for transplants will be much shorter. Currently, this technology has been helping several patients who have lost limbs like arms, hands, feet, and legs, meaning it already exists and has been very well utilized. Regarding nanotechnology, its basic principle is the construction of structures and new materials from atoms. This means that it deals with matter on a nanometer scale, that is, on an atomic and molecular scale. Nowadays, nanotechnology is employed in various sectors such as medicine, electronics, and materials science and engineering. By 2050, it will have evolved enough for cancer treatment. Doctors will be able to use nanoparticles to specifically target cancer cells, minimizing damage to healthy cells and the side effects of treatment. Telemedicine, which is taking its first steps today, will be very common, allowing patients to consult their doctors from anywhere in the world. Thus, access to healthcare, especially for those in rural or remote areas, will be much better and faster, since hospitals and clinics are full of simple cases that could be resolved with a simple consultation, even remotely. Preventive medicine will also advance significantly, with the help of garments, accessories, and other health monitoring devices, which will be at higher levels of accuracy. Doctors will have an easier time detecting diseases in their early stages, when they are easier to treat. Nowadays, for example, you can already have a blood pressure monitor that also monitors your blood sugar level, embedded in a digital wristwatch. Some models even allow you to make a direct call to your trusted doctor in case of emergency. In 2050, medicine will not only be about treating diseases but also about improving the quality of life. With the help of technology, doctors will be able to provide more effective and efficient healthcare, improving the health and well-being of everyone. By the way, gradually, we have noticed that some doctors are already changing prescriptions for their patients, according to each one's history. When the doctor has a simple diagnosis, he no longer prescribes medication, but rather changes in the patient's behavior, such as exercise, for example. Continuous developments in medicine will greatly reduce the mortality rate, and no one under 80 should die, at least from natural causes. And, at the same time, due to technological development, many of today's serious diseases, such as cancer, will end. A vaccine will be sufficient for the treatment of all types of diseases, and all medical reports will come on the smartphone itself. By referring you to the doctor, it will be possible to treat the disease at home. Still in the health area, by 2050, there will already be adequate technology to connect the human brain to a computer, so that all individual information can be saved in a storage unit that certainly will no longer be a hard disk, but rather some microchip similar to the current SD memory card. Currently, the company Neuralink, which has the mega entrepreneur Elon Musk as a partner, develops functional microchips with the aim of helping people with certain physical difficulties, such as mobility. By implanting the microchip in the patient's brain, the intention is that he will perform the natural biological functions that the organ, for some reason, has ceased to perform. Recently, in January 2024, Neuralink implanted a brain microchip for the first time in a human being. as reported by Elon Musk himself on his former Twitter account. According to the businessman, the patient, who had no data revealed, except that he is a male, was able to move the mouse pointer across the computer screen, just by thinking. The next steps, still according to Musk, will be for him to be able to activate the mouse action buttons. Gradually, Neuralink is achieving its goal, controlling many things remotely and using only the power of thought. The businessman also made a point of emphasizing that the patient is doing very well. By the way, the microchip was implanted in the patient's brain by a robot, not by flesh and blood doctors. Robotics is also coming strong, and as it has already presented itself in these first 2 decades of the 21st century, in the next 3, it will be in a much more advanced and functional stage. Robots will be used in virtually all areas that are currently occupied by people. In fact, they already occupy many, and have been excellent collaborators in various areas. And yes, that is concerning, isn't it? Not in the sense of the fate of civilization, but especially regarding jobs in the future. Is it possible that robotics will greatly decrease the worldwide job supply, isn't it? Well, I will talk about the prospects of robotics and artificial intelligence in these next 30 years, and you will draw conclusions, agreed? Based on the science and technology currently existing, according to scholars, automation will continue to grow, with robots taking on more tasks in sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, and healthcare. This can increase efficiency and safety, but it also raises questions about the displacement of human labor. In terms of society, robots are expected to become increasingly social and interactive, capable of understanding and responding to human behavior in a more sophisticated manner. This may lead to an increase in the use of robots in areas such as healthcare, education, and customer service. Currently, in Japan, some companies, like Shinseok, have been developing humanoid robots, those with human-like appearance, to be used in hospitals. Even guard dogs are being designed by Shinseok, which has been in the robotics market for 20 years. In another 30 years, it's practically impossible to know what they will have produced, but we can deduce that there will be robots for all kinds of activities, even as companions for the elderly. Anyway, the development of autonomous robots, such as autonomous vehicles and drones, will continue to leverage with greater precision and specific objectives. This can transform sectors such as transportation, logistics, medicine, and even administration, among several others. And artificial intelligence? Well, where does it fit into all of this? Actually, it's already part of all of this and more, sometimes without us even realizing it. You know that soft, polite voice you hear when you call your bank? Well, you're talking to an artificial intelligence-based system. And the trend is only growing. As artificial intelligence becomes more integrated into our lives, the need for explainable artificial intelligence, that is, artificial intelligence systems that can provide clear and understandable explanations for our decisions, will likely become more important. The biggest concern, however, lies in generative artificial intelligence, as this model will indeed reach a point where it no longer needs humans to be, let's say, manipulated. It can become self-sufficient. In general terms, generative artificial intelligence is a type of system capable of generating texts, images, and videos in response to requests in common language. This means that, to generate any of these contents, it's enough for the user, an ordinary user like you and me, to inform the system what we want it to do, by text or by voice. The artificial intelligence system can generate anything from an essay to a complete screenplay of a feature film, as well as retouch a photograph taken a century ago. Or it can even generate the entire video from a screenplay given by the film director. It's already possible to watch some productions based on artificial intelligence right here on YouTube, but it won't be long before we see stories of computer-generated characters in theaters. Are you ready for 2050? Driverless cars on the streets, unmanned aerial vehicles carrying passengers through an app from one place to another, right above your head, sports competitions practiced by robots, people betting on this or that metal humanoid, that and much more could be waiting for us. Comment below what you expect for 2050. A big hug, see you next time.